You remember me from last time? I'm the 50-something-year-old lady that did one of the first 252 Coastal Scents palette reviews. Well, I'm back, and it's taken me a while, but I'm back to show you a great look that you can have for summer that's not too fruity for somebody our age, but it's still playful and it's still sexy, and it was a lot of fun, and I call it my pineapple eye look. And so I'm going to show you how to look. Okay, the first thing that I always do is, I know, here we go, another product placement. This stuff is great. This is the Clarins. It's the concentrate. It's the Super Restorative Total Eye Concentrate, and I bought this off of Amazon. It's a terrific product. It's about $34. You use it underneath the eyes, gently pat underneath to avoid disturbing the delicate tissue, and it is just great for absorbing that sponginess that we get underneath the eyes as we age and the puffiness. The other thing is, stay low on your salt. Just keep away from salt and try not to eat any processed foods, and don't drink a lot of alcohol. So that's the first step to making sure that you have a primed eye. The next thing is include, starting out with a nice smooth eyelid, and I like the BH Cosmetics Eye and Lip Primer. It works great for your eye or your lip, and you just dot it all over the eye in a nice even fashion, making sure to stretch your eyelids as you put the eye primer on, because you just want to make sure that it gets through there. When we get those little creases, those earthquake creases, you got to make sure that you spackle really good. Okay? All right, now, here goes the fun part. I'm going to show you the colors that I used for my palette. And the first one that I used was out of the Warm palette, and I started with called Vanilla Sky, just like the movie, the Tom Cruise movie. It's called Vanilla Sky, and I just used an overall, it's a shimmery color, and I just used that all over the lid and almost up to the brow bone on each eye. Then, to give it that pineapple yellow, I used the next color. It's called Solar Flare. Don't you love that? Solar Flare makes me feel warm. And I used Solar Flare, and I used that on the lower lid there. And I like this little dual brush. This is what I'm using. I bought this at Sally Beauty Supply for about $5. And I use the tip. What I always do is I prime up my brushes before I dip them in there to really add the colors. I use a lot of water, and then I just kind of wring them out between my fingers like this to get the excess water off, and then that way, you know, you swipe it back and forth and swipe it back and forth multiple times like that to get a lot of color saturation on it. See how color saturated that is? And then that helps it stick to the eye better, and it makes a better utilization of your color than just the plain powder. So anyway, after I used my Solar Flare and I used my nifty Vanilla Sky, and I went over that with the Solar Flare, the next one I used is this. I wanted it to sort of look like a pineapple stem, a top. So I used this color right here. That is a gorgeous little color of sort of lime green and dark green. It's real natural looking, and it's called Balsam. And I use that just right there in the corner, and just, I like to use just a little bit dab underneath the corners too, right? And just halfway across the eye, just a halfway, okay? And I use that, and then I wanted to give it a really orangey pop. So I went down here to the Warm palette, and I used this one right here. It's called Tangerine Dream. And I don't know if you can see that real well, but I applied that with this little teeny tip on the brush. And as you can see, I did it again. I wetted it really good to get that nice saturation on there. And then I used that just kind of like right there in the middle. So it's kind of a blending of these three colors, just real dramatic. And I even used some a little bit underneath the eye here, right there, just to kind of bring out that under eye. You always want to sweep up like this when you get older, because you can see already my eyelids kind of turned down. It's awful, but it's better than being dead. So you just, you know, you kind of lift up, and you always stretch when you apply your eyeshadow. Again, to make sure that you know, spackle the earthquake creases. Okay, so now that I've showed you all that, then I just did, for my final finishing touch, I use this let's see, what do they call it? It's a blending brush, and you just kind of blend it all the way through like that to give it a nice even color. And what else? Oh, this. I found this at some little pharmacy. It's called Nuba, and it's dry eyeliner. So again, I use a wet foiling effect with my, where is it? It's a tiny little angle brush. Anyway, and I just, I want to show you this. I do want to show you, I don't want you to see my butt, but show you this. Comes in like a little cake, and then I use my angle brush, which is a nice precision, gives you a nice precision line. And so what I do with that, stretchy stretch, I just want to go underneath it like that, underneath. Mother used to always say, don't wrinkle your forehead. Do not. Okay, and then that gives you that little line to make your eyes pop and look big. So the Tangerine Dream, the Balsam, beautiful green, my Vanilla Sky, and then my Solar Flare. And that's how I got to create this pineapple look. Have a great summer, stay young, be beautiful, eat your vegetables, and I'll see you next time on Vanity 50.